Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. So my name is Toby. So at Zeeh Africa, we have a couple of services from Nigeria KYC endpoint, which include array of identity services from BVN to BVN Advanced to phone number, NOBAM, NIN, VNIN, driving license, photo ID, CAC Advanced, TIN passport, bank account verifications, and ability for you to get your KYC history from the endpoint. So for walk us through the KYC, which I will start with BVN. So with the BVN, you just provide the BVN ID of the customers, provide the BVN ID of the customers and able to get informations about the customers. So because of data privacy, we're not able to get a sample response for that, but 100% working. So also for the BVN Advance. So for the BVN Advance, this sample response, you get the name, including the images and address of the customers that you are pulling for. The same thing for NIN, you pass in the NIN numbers. For VNIN, you pass in the VNIN numbers to the endpoint. And our endpoint have production and samples environment also, which will be provided to you. And we have our driving license. We provide the license number. The photos card, you provide the photos number. And we have the CAC. For the CAC, you're going to provide the RC numbers of the company. So this one doesn't require you sending that the company is business name, incorporate, trustee, or anything. Once you pass the RC number, whether business name number or RC numbers, once you pass in it, you get the details of the company. Then we have CAC Advance. So the CAC Advance will pull up, including company details and director details. So you can see sample response here, pull up the company with the director's informations. So all the directors that attached to the company will be pulled up under CAC Advance. For CAC, just validate the company details. Then we have the TIN, which is a tax identification numbers, which you pass, and it pull up the tax information about the person, including the sales, the taxpayer name, the CSU register number, first thing, and all of that, tax office and everything, phone numbers and emails. Then we have the passport, which you pass the passport number, including surname for 2FA check. So after you pass that in, you get a response like this, including passport image, date of birth, expiring date, issuing date, issue at where the passport is being issued, and the passport number and the more information, mobile number, and the rest. So for bank code, so we have bank code which give you list of banks that is on the systems. So that's all for our identity service, 100% for Nigeria KYC for now. More country is coming on. So down to statements. So running statements give you ability to run transactions, get transaction statement about the customers. And here you can get all the transaction history attached to their customers. And from here, we have get statement page. You can download the statement, we generate a statement, place statement page, and the rest. So that's it for statement. For our direct debit GSI, so this is called direct debit GSI systems. So on direct debit GSI system, it started from the point of initiating direct debit. So at the point of initiating direct debit, that's when you're passing the amount here is total amounts that the customer is paying. If the customer is paying 200,000 and the interest is about 5K, that means the customer is paying 205,000. So you're passing the total money that the customer is paying. The generate payments should always be true so that the GSI system can generate the payment upfront and it can go there and debit the customers. The frequency can be daily, monthly, or weekly. And we have the descriptions, we have the start date, when you want the GSI to start debiting the customers. We have the duration. So if the duration is 10, the frequency is monthly, that means the duration of that loan is 10 months. Then we have the payer data, which you pass in the BVN of the customers, the name, the phone number, and emails of the customer. So after initiating the direct debit mandate, you get a response here, which give you, you can see my screen, we give you collect ID. So this is the ID that you're going to use to monitor the whole direct debit mandate. You return collect ID, call it collect ID. Then down to get initiated direct debit. This is where you get all initiated direct debit that you have done so far. You can see sample response here. You return the initiated direct debit. You return all the accounts attached to the customer. So you can see the account, you can see the all the initiated direct debit on that. Then we have get one direct debit detail. So the collect ID that already gets in the first API at the point of initiate direct debit, you pass in here to get one details, one direct debit. You get the overview, you get the count, last count, everything, the value schedule, the items. So the items here means the transaction that already been scheduled that is going to be debited on the customers, and the status of the direct debit. So like this status now is called validating BVN. That means that customers is still validating his BVN. And we have the status, is it pause, true or false, with the balance, and activation status, which is still requesting new signature. Then we have control. This one makes you control the direct debit from the point of action of stopping or so on this control API, if you look at the API endpoint here, up here, let me just highlight it. You see connect. So let me just analyze connect ID. So you see that connect ID is you pass the ID that you receive in initiate direct debit mandate. Then here, stop. We have action stop, we have pause. So stop, you're going to pass the stop reason, the reason why you are stopping it. But if you are passing pause, you don't need to pass any reason. It's only stop that have reasons. Then that's update. This update direct debit mandate. Then get direct debit transactions. So get direct debit transactions, all the transactions attached to that direct debit. You get all of that and you pass the collect ID. Simple and straightforward. Then create manual payments. So if you want to create manual payments, you send the collect ID and the amount you want to create manual payment for. And you can also get payment made manually. All the payment you have created through manual payment, you can get it by just passing the collect ID. Then delete manual payments if you want to, which you also pass the collect ID to it. So that's why I say take note of that collect ID. And when you get, let me come here, when you get all direct debit details, this ID here is the collect ID. So that will not be looking for collect ID. The ID here is the collect ID. So when you call this endpoint. So we have simulate payment schedule. Simulate payment schedule is that you have a payment schedule and you want to stimulate it, that you want to process it by your actions. That's stimulate payment schedule. You can schedule a payment by yourself, delete payment schedule, resend. So another most important API is resend consent link and mandate. So let me just do a recap on this. When you initiate a mandate, the customer gets a consent, BVN consent emails. So you're going to have that demo on the dashboard. So when you initiate a mandate, whether through API or through the dashboard, you get a BVN consent email, which the customer will give BVN consent, refer the customers to the NIPS portal. And when the customer sign it, then you receive another email, which is authorization. We call it a authorization mandate, when the customers upload the signature and give final approval on the mandate. So for instance, if the customer did not get the email, but he will surely get the email, because we have not have experience that customer did not get email. But in case, that's why we have all these endpoints, or the email or the token, because the authorization token that go with the email will expire within 48 hours or so. So if it get expires, you can resend the BVN concept, so that you just pass in the collect ID that you get when you initiate it. And for the mandate, whether after signing the BVN concept, the customers upload signature, but maybe that signature is a mistake or so, you can resend a mandate link to the customer. So we have a provision for backup in case of any fuck up during the process. So then we have sign mandate, we have the main account ID. So regarding so our last product here, after connect, we have what we call credit report. So if you can see my screen, I know you can see it. So our credit report system go with all the credit bureau that we have in the country, from Fence Central to CRC, to both for businesses and individual. So for the individual, we have CRC. Under CRC, we have credit history, which just passing the credit history basic. We have credit score, FICO, and the full credit report. So you can get the sample response of all these here, and you can be able to see this type of response. You can see the credit score. The credit score will just give you a score and some minor details, but full report will give you, including the active loan details, the institution and that provide the loan provider. You can see the Wender Finance Limited, Sterling Banks, the loan amount, the account number, the outstanding balance, is the performance status, is still a performing loan or not, and so many details, informations about the loans. Then after that, then we have credit history. This one is just normal credit history about the customers. Then we have first centrals. So our API cover the three. So we have the first central, we get the credit scores and full report of that. And we have credit registry himself. So we have credit registry advanced, which will give you comprehensive details about the loans, the performing loans, the bounce, the status of the loan, and you can get all, even though all the submissions of the loan that the person have taken so far, the date of birth, and all other information that you want to know, address, emails, and the rest. Then we have credit history premium, which is also give you more advanced informations and comprehensive. We combine the three credit report registry, it merge the data together and give you in one place. As we know that with CBN regulatory policy, the banks or financial institution, any financial institution, whether it may be commercial banks or finance house, must report any credit they are giving to a customer to at least 2 credit bureau. And we have 3 majors here. We give you access to all the information you need about your customers. Then we have for business. You can also run for business, which you pass the RC numbers of the business. And from here, we have the CRC one for business. We have the first central for business and the premium. So the premium cover both first central and CRC that give you to fund all of that. So that's it on the credit report. If you have any questions, that's so I've demo to you our KYC products, which cover a lot of KYC identity, all the identity service, statement, credit report, and which is also called credit scores and the rest, and our direct debit GSI mandate. Thank you very much for your time.